Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night show live from London. It's not, but I'm wearing my London t-shirt because I'm a hero. How are we all doing, people? It's Monday. Does everybody feel like it's a bit of a Monday? Because I certainly do. How are we all doing? Whoo! These marathons are coming up thick and fast, people. Anyone realise that there's like races every other weekend now? Because I have. It's going to be a busy few weeks. So, good evening while everybody logs on, joins us, gets ready. My name is Chris Ford. I am a qualified running and athletics coach. If you didn't know, I host a live stream on a Monday at 8 o'clock every Monday, and you guys join us. And we also record our award-winning podcast on a Friday as well, and we record that live. So if you're around, join us for that. If you are joining us live this evening, get in the questions and get in the comment section with your questions. Better way of saying it, and let me know how you're getting on. Now you can ask anything you want, whether that be running shoes or coaching or whatever. Really, maybe you just wanted to share something that you've been doing. Let us know in the comments and we will make our way through that this evening. So as we get up to speed and people start joining us, just to give you some sort of insight, I've got an interesting video dropping tomorrow. That's the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0, which is really interesting. And yeah, I'll leave that. I'm not going to say anything more on that than watch that tomorrow. On what day is it? Thursday. I'm probably going to put out a trail shoe video, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll have to wait and see. I hope at some point this week and it'll be Thursday or Friday, I will film my thoughts on the Saucony Endorphin trainer. Okay. So that will come out. May put that out on Saturday, may not. We'll see how we get on. I've been running in the Ultra Touring 8. I've been running in the Endorphin trainer. I've been running in the I've got the Saucony, not the Saucony. I'm so tired. I've got the Salomon Aeroglide 3 as well, but I'm gonna start running in that as well tomorrow. Meant to be doing 50 miles this week. So I'm at the 20-mile race in Essex on Sunday. So yeah, lots going on, lots to do. Again, everybody get your questions, get your comments in, and I will work my way through it. I think that's it. I think you're up to speed on stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. Is there any other shoes I can talk about? No, I think that's probably a good shout for now. So that's that. Let me jump into the chat. Good evening, everybody. Just say good evening to everyone. Well done. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Where is it? Okay, we go up to the top again. Just jump in with your questions and comments as we go through. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it as always. Good evening, everybody. God, there's loads of you again tonight, which is great. So thanks to everybody for joining us as you join in. So Andrew's the first comment. Let's put it out. First comment. Running Weymouth half in 40 kit on Sunday, and then on to the Brighton Marathon. Whoop, whoop. Andrew, on the Brighton Marathon, just let me talk about that briefly. We're doing that with Brooks on the Brighton Marathon weekend. So we're going to be at Preston Park for the park run. So come down. If you're running the Brighton Marathon and you're getting down there maybe like on Friday, or you're coming down, you want an excuse to come down early, come to Preston Park Run. We're there with Brooks on Saturday. I'm then doing an event with Brooks afterwards. If you've got kids and they're doing the mile, I'm going to be involved in that on Saturday, sort of mid-morning / afternoon. I'm going to be involved in that. So that'd be good to see some of you. If you've got young ones and things like that and you're getting involved, I'm going to be on stage and involved with that event. And then obviously we've got the race on Sundays where we've got a big volunteer team. So again, if you're doing Brighton Marathon, get along to the sort of park run, shakeout, breakfast run, whatever you want to call it, on the Saturday at Preston Park. And so then there's the kids run as well after that. So Brighton's going to be a huge weekend for us. Make sure you get along to that. Yeah, well done anyway. Right, let's move on. Good evening to everybody. Get your questions in, get your comments on. Okay, Mike. So, first shoe question of tonight. Hi, Fordy. Have you decided what your marathon shoe will be for Brighton and London? So, for Brighton, I was actually talking about this today because I was trying to blag myself the new Hyperion Elite 5. It doesn't look like that's going to be around. So, when they said no, I also asked about the Hyperion Max 3, and I got a no about that as well. So, I'm 99% sure I'm going to be in the Hyperion Elite 4 PB. So that's the PB shoe that we've had on the channel already. I'm not running a time at Brighton. So just anybody who is interested, cares about what I'm doing, which is bizarre, but I'm not running a time in Brighton. I'm actually not running a time in London either. I've said from like start of last year, or not last year, start of this year, end of last year, that my eyes are all on Chicago. So both those marathons, I'm not looking to run times in. Okay, so if you care about that for some reason, and I appreciate you following me, but I'm not looking to run any times there. So London, we are still undecided. Obviously, we had that big blow up in the shoe, the Adidas Pro 4. If you've not seen that video, check it out. Which has caught me off guard. I've got a 20-mile race on Sunday. I am stuck between running the Adidas Pro 4 again with different socks, different lacings. I'm stuck between running that and the New Balance SC Elite version 4. And I'm stuck between running them two and the Adidas Pro 3. So I don't know what to do yet. I'm undecided. What I can tell you, it won't be the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. So there we go. So just, yeah. Brighton Elite PB. London, not sure. But again, London, I'm not running a time. So I'm trying to use London to get my shoe, or was going to use London to get my shoe and everything dialed in for Chicago. But the Adidas Pro 4 problem has caused me a right wobble. So there we go. Well, yeah, Ian's halfway through his Leeds plan. Good boy. Steve, what is happening with the weather? Well, I know you're not a meteorologist. That might surprise you, Steve. I could be. I don't know what's happening. It was beautiful yesterday. Absolutely stunning. And then today, it just pissed it down all day, which is a bit annoying. I was so busy today. I didn't even get a chance to get... I was so busy at work. I didn't get a chance to get out and run today, which is really annoying. But there we go. I'm a bit knackered after that 21 miler on Saturday anyway. So it's not the end of the world. Always listen to your body through marathon training, people. Okay, Lee, evening 40. Evening, Chris. How was your weekend? Hope you, everyone had a great one and enjoyed the rest. Yeah, as I said, I did 21 miles on Saturday, which was tough. Not going to lie, that was more of a struggle than I was expecting. So I'm hoping Sunday goes better than Saturday. So I may have to, accept some stuff on Saturday, but that's on Sunday. But we'll see what happens there. And then yesterday I was just busy at home, really. I was just doing some stuff in the garden, getting my shed sorted out, sorting out the old fishing gear, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. So there we go. Okay. What's this? I'm 16 years old, blimey. And PB's at just over 21 minutes in 5K. Okay. Do about 3 runs a week. Any advice how to get quicker? Yeah, I would increase your mileage. You're 16 now, so be careful. But yeah, I'd increase your mileage. Volume wins. Got a new pair. Oh, this is Marty. Got a new pair of Boston 12s for less than 100 quid. Honestly, it's an absolute bargain. Filmed a great video this weekend. That's what I did on Sunday as well. Filmed 2 videos on sort of not bargain, but sort of best running shoes related to like price. Boston 12 was on there. Boston 13's June. It may come out earlier because there was a mess up. Somehow they went on sale early in the US and then they quickly got pulled off of sale. I don't know whether it's deliberate or not. Expect to see a few drop around Boston, funny enough. Or the shoe get launched around then and you'll see some Boston 13s floating about. But over here, the conversation I had at the end of last week was that they'll be on sale, general sale, June. So you'll start to see. I mean, there's some reviews out there already because, as I say, some people got hold of the shoe by accident more than anything else. Hold tight, I'm gonna have a cup of tea. But yeah, they got released a little bit early by accident. But yeah, that should drop around obviously Boston, but sale over here June. But that could get brought forward. I'm being told, so we'll have to wait and see. But still, it's a bargain. Evening 40. What's this? Hang on, having more tea. Look at this. Evening 40, 31 weeks until Chicago. I'm telling you now, Ben and I were talking about Chicago on Saturday. To say I'm excited is downplaying it by about 1 billion%. Chicago this year is going to be off the charts. If you are going to Chicago Marathon, firstly, you need to join us for our sunrise run on the Friday. But that and the live podcast, we're doing a live podcast on Saturday at the Marriott. It's going to, with Sports Tours, it's going to be huge, Chicago. Absolutely huge. Honestly, it's going to be off the charts. So yeah, I am so excited again. So I'm focused 100% on Chicago. Brighton, London, great, thanks very much. But I'm laser focused on Chicago. Okay, what's this one? Again, guys, get your questions in, comments in, whether it's shoes, coaching, whatever. I'll work my way through. Simon, evening, Chris. Got the Milton Keynes 20 miler in prep for the Manchester Marathon on Sunday. Great event. Yeah, enjoy that. I think there's a few 40 runners doing that as well. So there you go. Oh, the Matt Nash questions in, people. Head of marketing's here. Let's have a look, Matt Nash. What have you got for us this evening? So, Matt Nash, if you're new around here, Matt Nash asks us a serious question every week. He is meant to be out there trying to get new people to join this live stream. Remember, everybody, you're all marketing. You all work for Matt Nash, who's the head of marketing, and you're all meant to bring people to the live stream every week on a Monday at 8 o'clock. Okay, here we go. Matt Nash question. Really enjoyed watching your first vlog from 2017. Knowing what you know now, what advice would the 2025 40 give the 2017 40? Brilliant question again, Matt. Thank you. So if you don't know what Matt's talking about, this weekend's vlog that just went out. So if you didn't know, I've basically put out a weekly vlog every week since 2017. Traditionally, that's chartered my sort of marathon training. The whole channel started back in 2017 when I was documenting my London Marathon training. It was a method of accountability for me, and it was also an outlet for my creativity, which helps the way I am as a neurodivergent person. I thought it'd be an interesting thing to do, and I actually big shout out to Pagey, because him and I had a discussion about this, whether I should put that video out, because you never know whether that's a good thing or bad thing, and he's a good sounding board. So I asked him the question about would that be interesting for people, and some people found it interesting. So I put out again my first ever vlog that I did on YouTube. Some people delete them, some people like, whatever, but I don't really care. I quite enjoy it, the fact that that's there. And some of the footage is terrible, but it's there as a moment in time. And as I said in the video, it's quite remarkable, and it's quite poignant today, actually, when you think that back in 2017, the 40 Runs Running Club hadn't started. It's now, fast forward whatever, how many years, it's now the biggest running club in the country. And today, London Marathon events, literally like half hour ago, released a video about volunteering and the volunteers for all their events. And I would say 90% of the people in it are from 40 Runs Running Club. So to be able to see that transformation of an idea of bringing people together who, weren't necessarily that fitted into back then, or it was necessarily fitted into that running club mold back then, to see it develop into what it is now, where we've got traditional sort of runners in there and sort of the new wave of runners in there. It was quite great going along to Broxbourne last week. We got some younger people there as well. So we're really hitting every demographic now, which is just amazing. All walks of life, all backgrounds, all abilities. So yeah, it's quite poignant to see that. I don't think I've answered the question. What advice would you give the 2015? I would say advice to myself, stay in my own lane. Don't worry about what other people think. Be true to yourself. don't chase brands, but yeah, be true to yourself is probably it. Don't sell out. Everyone's sold out. I won't. Although I could be accused of it, but I'm quite happy to argue that one. I think you have to make certain decisions sometimes about, will this grow the club? Will this not grow the club? Do I need exposure? Do I need this? Yes, because it brings my profile up, which increases the profile of the club. So then I have to do it. So I look at it from a, will this? So an influencer, right? We'll look at it. Does this raise my profile? Will this mean more free stuff? Will this mean likely I'm going to get paid for doing this content? Boom. Me, will this increase the reach of the club? Will more people see me and me wearing 40 runs stuff and go, what is this 40 runs stuff? And maybe connect with my story and understand my thesis behind what the club stands for. No barrier to entry, ultra inclusivity. Will that make it? And I'll go, yeah. So selling out's not necessarily the right word, but will that trip to New York increase my reach? Yeah. Will my reach then mean more people get into the club? Yeah. Then I go. Do I go and do, this and that, or work with this and that? No, because it's just commercial bollocks. That's where I'm at. So that's probably what I'd say. I don't know if I answered that, Matt. I might have just whittled on a little bit. Evening. Oh, this is a good one. Evening, Chris. Any recommendations on running sunglasses that won't ruin my bank balance? I'm somebody who wears sunglasses a lot because I suffer massively from allergies. So I'm always wearing sun god glasses, but they are expensive. Gooder ones are a cheaper alternative, but I would say Decathlon's a good shout. I actually had a pair of Decathlon sunglasses when I was in the garden yesterday. So that's a good place to start. All right, have a look at that one. Hope to run into you in Chicago. Listen, let's come along to our sunrise run on Friday. It's all on the website, FORDYRUNS.com. Our sunrise run is free and open to everybody, as everything we do. Come along to it. And we've got the podcast live on Saturday at the Marriott Hotel. Come into that. I think there's space for about 50 people or something like that. I might have that wrong, by the way. I might be even making that up. I don't know where I've got 50 people from. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. But yeah, come along to our sunrise run. I'm doing the bobble hat run on Saturday, but come along to the sunrise run on Friday. It's going to be epic, people. No, it's the Boston 12s on, this is from Jason, on cheap at Sports Shoes. Do you think this would be a good marathon shoe for later in the year for someone who's slightly pros? Yeah, it's a great shoe. Great shoe. Fantastic. It's a slightly firmer ride than some of the other softer options that are out there. So in terms of your pronation, it should help you a little bit. Fantastic shoe. Really is. And again, the price is going to keep coming down because 13 is imminent. Nick, I ran the Kingston Breakfast 20 miler and spotted a few friendly 40 Runners members volunteering. But thank you for any of you who are watching or listening. Yeah, thanks very much, Nick. Yeah, there was a load of us there, which was good. Don't know how many exactly were there. We don't really care. But yeah, there was a load of us there. So thanks very much for the shout out. You're welcome to join us. It's free. Yeah, good advice, Steve. Here we go. John Turner. Big shout out, everyone. Oh, big shout out for everybody joining us, by the way. Please get your comments and questions in. And remember, next week you have to bring a friend to the live stream on a Monday. 40, what's better, Adidas Pro 3 or the New Balance SC Elite 4 for a half marathon? If I was going for it, I'd go in the Pro 3. If I was cruising about and loving life, I'd go in the Elite 4. Does that help? Probably not. James Henderson. My marathon PB is 3:43. That ain't hanging about, which I got last year in the Adidas Pro 3s. I'm doing Brighton with a friend, and we are aiming for around 4:30. I have a choice of Speed 4 and Nova Blast 5. I'll be honest with you, either of those would get you around, mate. Whatever the most comfortable you find out of both of those, but both of them would get you comfortably around in 4:30. I don't know what the Nova Blast 5 like for you on a long run, But I try them out in your training. Mind you, shouldn't you be tapering? Isn't it? It's tapering now for Brighton. I'm not tapering. It's a through race for me. I'm just going to crash into it like a hero. Yeah. So either of those would be all right. Hi, Chris. Two Sheds Glenn. Is there something other than my heavy iPhone to take on runs for music and podcasts? Yeah, you can get like most devices now, like I don't know if it's Shocks or your watch, you can store, got memory, and you can store stuff on them. So you don't necessarily have to take your phone out with you. I like to take my phone with me because I if I'm running, especially on my own, I think it's a bit safe if you've got it. But yeah, so some of the watches in that, I've got storage on them, so you might be able to store it on there. Will there be a Saucony Speed 5? Yeah, it's July, I think. I was talking about this the other day. I'm hoping to get these early. I think it's July or is it June? I can't remember. I should write this stuff down when I'm told it, shouldn't I? So I don't forget and I can tell you guys. It's June or July. I keep thinking July for some reason, but it might be June. No, it is July because you've got the Boston 12, then you've got the Saucony Speed. That's what we was talking about. So the Saucony Speed will come after the Boston, but they may bring the Boston forward anyway because of the leak. But anyway, it's coming soon. Hi, Fordy. This is from Alex. A previous team sports player, after retiring from elite competition, started running since January. Brilliant. Been smashing the park run. I've gone from 29 minutes to 24 in 9 weeks. Super Blast 2 and Alpha Flow. What a hero. Alex, have you joined 40 Runs Running Club? Where are you based? It's free. Get involved, son. Get involved. We'd like to see if you're an ex sports player. I reckon we could get you a bit of coaching. We'd get you under 20, bruv. Get in touch. Okay. Lan N. Again, get your questions, get your comments in, guys. I'll answer it. Anything you want to talk about? Hey, Fordy, top 3 speed race day shoes for a hill striker. Going for a 5K or 10K. Already have the Vaporfly 2. Currently a 21-minute 5K. 5K, 10K. I'll go to Kumi Sen. That Light Strike Pro's quite forgiving. And it's a bit out there. The Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, I think, is too skinny in the heel, but that might be worse, right? But this is proper out there, right? You ready for this one? You would never seen this coming. And that's the SC Pacer from New Balance. Now, they have a new colorway, but the older colorways are cheaper. Check it out. Let's have a look. Should we have a look how much we can get the SC Pacer? This shoe, nobody bought it. Like, literally, nobody bought it. There you go, £126. No one bought the SC trainer. SC Pacer. It's like a shoe that, like, time forgot. Oh, that's the size. Oh, this is ladies. So, ladies, £126. And they are £160 at Pro Direct, looking at this. Yeah, they got some sizes as well. So have a look. SC Pacer. Bit of a couple. I might actually get a pair of these myself, you know. Because I quite like a bargain. And these look like a bargain to me. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. Do you think I should pick up a pair? It's a shame I can't get these ones for £126. I'd be all over that. Ooh. Yeah, have a look. Okay, that's an interesting one for you. Right, moving on. Thanks for joining me tonight. Really do appreciate it. Honestly, give the old live stream a thumbs up, people. If you're new, first time tuning in, we're here every Monday. Tell somebody. Bring a friend next week. Bring a friend. Do you think if you bring a friend, I'll give them a shout out. Do you think it makes you more resilient and mentally stronger run if you do last for longer run, or you don't think it has any bearing at all on the matter? What? Kevin, do you think it makes you a more resilient and mentally stronger runner if you do last for longer run, or do you think I done it? Kevin, rewrite that, son, in English, and then I'll answer it. Good boy. Andrew, we'll ask my friends if we can get there early. It's getting there Saturday morning into Brighton, but they have say Hills first half. Yeah, apparently the first half is a bit, I wouldn't say lumpy, but it's a bit up and down. And the second half is flat, apparently in Brighton. Not really sure. Not run it before. So it's the first time for me. But apparently the first half is hillier than the second half, but the second half is really boring. So, I mean, it is what it is. You've got no choice, Andrew. You've got to do it now. You're in it, bruv. It's nothing you can do. But come along to the park, hey, Fordy, current plans to run London with Super Blast 2, aiming for 3:45. What a legend running that in the Super Blast. Would New Balance fuel cell Super Combi Elites make a big difference considering the investment? No, probably not. But if you want to buy them, just watch your sizing. I think it's again, I'm in love with the shoe. Hang on, I'm going to just finish my tea. Anybody who's coming in late, now's the chance to get your questions and comments in and tell me about the SC Pacer while I drink my tea. For the record, that's lemon and ginger because I'm a pro athlete. Okay. I don't think it'll make a difference. I think if you can pick up the SC Elite V4 cheap, like you can at the moment, they're about 170 quid because V5's coming, which is supposedly softer and lighter, but who knows? And it's going to have that placebo effect. Ship them in and you can afford it. Great. I think the Super Blast 2 is a phenomenal shoe and it will get you around. So I don't think I've answered the question at all. I don't think I've helped one iota, but either way, I'll see you on the start line. Jaden, evening 40. How does joining the club work? Do I need to sign up? Do I need to go to certain events? No, you don't need to sign up for any events. It's totally free to join the club. If you go to fordyruns.com, it's all on there. There's about 1 million benefits of being part of the club, and all of it's free. You don't have to join an app to be part of the community and pay for that. You don't have to join an app to get marathon places. We give them away anyway. Don't even have to run. You can be a volunteer. Come to the shakeout runs, come to all the stuff. It's all free. If there's a charge, we'll tell you straight out and it will just be to cover costs. All right. I'm based near Luton. Yeah, we've got clubs all around that area. All our satellite groups are free and open to everybody to come along to. There's plenty of opportunity to get along to those satellite groups wherever you are. If it's a session that's coached, it may be chargeable, but again, you'll be told about that in advance. I mean, that's the only thing. Everything is so transparent. It's all up front in terms of everything you need to know. So just get along. That's the thing. Just sign up. It's free. It's totally free. You're welcome. Evening, Darren. Great to see you on the old group this weekend. I saw you with your big smile. It's lovely. Could have given you a big fat wet kiss. Joe, hi, Fordy. Ordered the Speed Force from start finish last week after you answered my question. Used your code and got them for 130 quid. It's a steal. Late to the party with them, but looking forward to using them. Yeah, good luck, mate. Great shoe. Great shoe. Steve, do you ever see other people running races and feel you're missing out? So many people I know have been smashed. I know, I do, yeah. Like this weekend, it was just like, mind you, Hayden said Lisbon Super Half was terrible in terms of organisation. He said it was too busy. The infrastructure couldn't cope with it. But yes, in general, every weekend I found major FOMO. I had major FOMO of the Chester 10K. I had major FOMO of everything, to be honest with you. I just sit here and go, I wish I could run that. It's true. It's murder. I'm going to have major FOMO at Manchester. I really want to run the Manchester Marathon. Obviously, I really want to run Boston, but I'm not quick enough to qualify for Boston. So I won't be running Boston anytime soon. I get FOMO. I got FOMO at Cambridge. I wasn't invited along to go do Cambridge, funnily enough. But I just love seeing people going out there and having a great time smashing it. It's fantastic to see. Honestly, our community this weekend was blowing up. Amount of people meeting up at races and all that sort of stuff. It was unbelievable to see. It was so good. So my phone was off the hook yesterday. Hi, Chris. Talking of Boston 12s, I wear Asics in a 9.5. In the Boston 12, from your experience, would I need to stay with that size? Adidas sizing, John, is murder. In the Boston 12, I'm a UK 9.5. But I think it's well documented now, my issues with the Super Blast, the Adidas Pro 4. I've also had no trouble with the Ultra Boost 5. I've also had no trouble with the Supernova shoes. The Prima fits lovely in a 9.5. So give it a go is what I'd say. Give the sizing a go. But again, they can be a bit naughty. Mick, can we change the... No, Mick, I'm sorry. You have to start your satellite group earlier. So if you didn't know, Mick runs one of our satellite groups in Warsaw. If you're in the Warsaw area, get along to Mick's group. It's free. You're welcome to come along. It's for all abilities. Janet, evening 40. Janet, where have you been the last few weeks? Running my first marathon in May. Whoop, whoop. Do you think swapping out a 32k slow run with a half marathon race is okay for 1 or 2 weeks of a training? Yes, I do. I'm a big advocate of races in a training block, but the race has to have a purpose. So, like, run it hard, basically. You may do a sandwich with one of the others, but race experience is always good. You always learn something in a race. Always learn something. So, yeah, I'm a big advocate. Just watch the timing. Is not too close to the main day. You want it ideally 6 weeks out. But yeah, it's a good point to understand where you're at and go through the rigmarole of bag drop, fueling, people, and all that sort of stuff. Mark's jumping in regards to what's this? Excessive volume could get me plateau. Excessive volume could get me to plateau and fatigue. Excessive volume, you don't want to overtrain. You want to balance it out. The key is quality. Yes, volume ultimately will move you forward in terms of everything, speed, everything. But you don't want to. There's no point like doing, I don't know, 100 miles when you'd be better off doing 70 quality miles. That would do much better for you than 100, because in that 100 there may be junk. So you're fresh for some of those sessions. You can really apply yourself some of those sessions. You can actually allocate more time for the gym, more time for that strength work. That would be key. Okay. Andrew bought some Sun God, so he's happy. Symptoms of overtraining, loads of symptoms. Basically, your knees start hurting, your ankles start hurting, your hips start hurting, your mind starts hurting, everything starts hurting. Just constantly tired. Start eating bad foods, all that sort of stuff. Can't sleep very well. That's a good sign. Dino, get your questions, comments in, people. Last shout now. I've just seen the time. Mick's going to tell me off. Thanks to everybody for joining me. I genuinely, honestly, really appreciate it. Please bring a friend next week, 8 o'clock. Evening 40, how do you suggest incorporating a half marathon at marathon pace into a marathon training block where there's no rest days? What? How do you suggest incorporating a half marathon at marathon pace into a marathon training block where there's no rest days? Well, sack off one of your long runs for it, I would say. So maybe just put a quality session in, for you instead of your long run that week, whether you've got 16, 18, 20, I don't know what it is. Bring that in. Do it like that. I think that's what you're trying to say. Let me know. James is asking, it's this weekend's the last long run before Brighton. Okay, 20 miles. Then everybody's tapering for Brighton. This is awesome. What do we do with the shoes? We give them a charity. I try and give as many to charity as I can. Gave a load this weekend, actually. It's the Salvation Army, I think it is. Jaden was asking. But yes, they are dotted around the house. To my left, you can't see. I've got 3 pairs just sitting here, and a box with some in there. John's going for the Pro 3. Okay, Andrew. Hi, Chris. I'm planning to run London Marathon. My Socket Endorphin Pro 3s, Hero. I've had them a year and I run several. Great. That's fantastic. Stick to what you know. Given that the 5K is by far the most popular distance, why is it most content creators discuss the marathon the most? Similar to shoes, most super shoes seem to gear towards the half marathon above. Given that the 5K is by far the most popular distance, okay, that's a good point. I see what you're saying in terms of participation. I'm guessing you're saying that. Why is it most content creators discuss the marathon and half marathon above? Probably because that's what they're training for. So they document those training seasons. I think people training for 5Ks. Andrew Forrester Dean's a good person. He documents some of his if he's training for a like a 10K and stuff like that. He's a good person to follow. I haven't trained for a 5K. It's not something I've done. I'm not saying I won't do it. I love marathon training, so that's me. That's what I like doing. I love it. It helps me live, which is well documented. But I think your point's interesting. And I suppose similar to shoes, seem geared towards the half marathon above. Yeah, they sell more of them. The Adios 9 or whatever number it is a good example of that. It's a great shoe apparently, but it's very specialist. So that's why they don't do many of those shoes. Great example of shoes like that, SC Pacer. Yeah, don't get much love. Takumi Sen, another one. So yeah, those shoes they don't. But it's because that's the mainstay. A lot of people are training for half marathons. They're trying to get to train for a marathon, trying to get to run a marathon. That's probably why that content's a lot more geared around that. But yeah, that's why I do it. I make, and I have done since 2017. If you've joined us late, I made a video this weekend about my first vlog, and I've been making videos about my marathon training basically since 2017. And that's purely because I enjoy training for marathons. It's as simple as that. I'm not that fussed about the race itself. I just enjoy making videos about my marathon training because I've been on a journey myself. I think you've seen that from some of the videos. Some of them have gone well. Some of them have not gone well. I've hit the wall. I've blown up, running 27, 28 degrees London Marathon. You know, I've seen many things, and I like documenting that. And I've tried to document my progress, my struggles, and that's all come out of marathon training. And obviously, there's the other side of things which maybe I could document more of in terms of the mental health struggles that I have around my being neurodivergent. I could do a little bit more about that, but the marathon training is my sole focus because that's what I focus on every day of the week. How many miles am I running today? All that sort of stuff. What shoes am I running in? I love it. It keeps me focused. Anybody who's got, like, as I say, is neurodivergent, you'll understand what I'm talking about focus and hyperfocus. Okay. 40, training for my first half marathon in a Nova Blast 5. I'm debating buying the Zoomfly 6. Would you think it's that is an appropriate shoe? I think it's a brilliant shoe. Brilliant shoe. Mild crossover. But I think you could use the Nova Blast 5 for maybe the sort of slower stuff. Some of them easier miles, maybe some of those longer miles where you don't want to put some pace in, but the Zoomfly 6 could do some of the tempo workouts, maybe some of those longer miles with a bit of, target pace in there. So yeah, they work well together. I really like the Zoomfly 6. Really do. Okay. Oh, Andrew, this is your second part of your question. Okay, so Andrew said, "Hi, Chris. I'm planning to run London Marathon in my Saucony Pro 3s. I've had them a year and run several halves in them. Not got too many miles in them. Are any thoughts on when to retire them?" The Sauconys are pretty good in terms of wear and tear. I burnt my Pro 4s out, but that's my pronation. The XT900 does tend to hang on. The foam's okay. It's all right for a good couple hundred miles, I'd say. But yeah, so have a look on the bottom of that XT900. That's a clear sign. 40. Don't know if you've mentioned this, but what do you think about Sky and Puma working together? I've not mentioned it, Mick. It's not something that's really interested me, to be honest with you. Love Sky stuff, as you all know. I wear the half tights. Love Puma shoes. I think they're awesome. Do I care that they're working together? No. I'm more interested in what biscuits I'm going to have after this live stream. It's all for the gram. It's all for the gram. Okay. I run continuously today. My longest run. It was just well done. I ran 5K continuously today. Well done, you. That's good. Right, Kevin. So, Kevin, what was your question? Let me go back. Where's Kevin's question? We couldn't understand what Kevin was going on about. Do you think it makes more sense makes you a more resilient and mentally stronger runner if you do laps on longer runs. Personally, I would say for me, yes, I love running laps because I can focus. I don't focus on the route. I'm not, again, as an anxious person, I'm not worrying about where I am, what I'm doing, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just focused on nailing paces, nailing splits, whatever I'm trying to get out of that run in terms of a long run. Now, whether it's I'm making sure that it's a progressive run or an easy run, or I'm trying to hit targets. I failed miserably on Saturday. And when running laps, I don't have to think about that. So I think it makes me a better runner in that respect because I'm more. I probably sound a bit more resilient. But that said, running the distance uninterrupted is brilliant also for the mind because it makes you resilient because you can get into that slog, when you, I don't know, it's an 18-mile long run and you're 5 miles from home and you're done. To be able to get home is it shows toughness up here. So I think there's benefits of doing both. I like to mix it up a little bit, and this block, I was going to say this block, I've definitely mixed it up more than I did the previous block in terms of my laps. If anybody knows, I run around Hartum 3-mile loops, but we've tried to do some different stuff. We did like 6 miles and then did a couple of laps. We've done a park run sandwiches. We've done a bit of everything this year to try and mix it up. But I still like. I mean, we did those 21 miles and it flew past on Saturday, even though it was bloody hard. Not helped by something. Watch tomorrow's video. Okay. Here we go. Alex is based in the Midlands and saw you at Bruton Park pre-running show, but you didn't want to fanboy at 40 and say hello with the missus. Okay. Thank you. How long does this initial 5K improvement last joining the 40 Runs Club? Okay. So how long is this improvement? I think you've got to give yourself time, Alex. If you've only started running, I think it was you, Alex. If you started running in January, you've got to give yourself time. There'll be a point in which times will come down because you'll get consistent. You'll start working in the gym and doing things like that, and then it comes into experience, and then there's like a progression. But you immediately take a chunk, and then it starts to get into it. So don't give yourself any time pressures. Think about it as a long journey. Rob, what are your thoughts on the Vaporfly 3 for a heavier runner? I currently weigh 15 stone. I would go for the SC Elite version 4. To be fair for Brighton, the second half is the most well-supported bit. Locals are great. The drag up the hill past the Marine in the first half is a bit empty. Okay, good to know. Good feedback then. Gary's picked up a pair of Boston 12s for £100. What a legend. Okay. How would I go about setting a satellite? Andrew, just get in touch with if you're part of an existing running club, social running club or whatever, non-affiliated to anybody or even affiliated, get in touch as well. We've incorporated, we're going to talk about that in a pod in a couple of weeks. We've incorporated a couple of large running groups that want to become into the 40 Runs family because they see all the stuff that we do and what we offer for free. So if you're part of a local group, you think, actually, you know what? I really like what those guys are doing. Get in touch, hello@fordyruns.com. If you want to set up a local running group to you feel like you want to do that, you want to give back to others, then again, Andrew, drop an email, hello@fordyruns.com, and we'll go about getting in touch. Dorset, yeah, get in touch. Definitely. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that. Apologies for my ignorance. Hey, Fordy, I've got a PB of 132 half 2 weeks ago. This Sunday, I will run the Barcelona marathon. After the half, I had bad flu. Managed to only run 31K last week. Skip the marathon or try a 4-hour? So you ran a half 2 weeks ago. Basically, you've been sick since you've had that half marathon. I think that's what you're trying to say. I mean, if you feel okay, if you feel healthy enough, then and if it was only 2 weeks ago, then go for a trot. But I would say base it on how you're feeling. If you feel ropey or anything, be sensible. It's not worth killing yourself for a bleeding marathon. But yeah, I would take all expectations off. I'd run it totally to feel. But yeah, just have a look at that in terms of how you're feeling. Are you really over it? So just look after yourself. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Hi, Fordy. How do the Adidas Supernova Solution size? I've had no problems in terms of the Adidas Supernova shoes in terms of sizing. None. That's why I like the Prima so much. Even though it's got a terrible name, the sizing is brilliant for me. 9.5. Love it. I still haven't sorted that out. I've got to speak to them at the London Marathon event. Our shoe socks. I'm catching up with the guys in a couple of weeks. You mentioned using the gym. Can you give us a bit of insight into the typical workouts you recommend at the gym, and can any of these be done at home? If you in terms of gym at home, right? So if it's not if it's like what's the best way to describe it? So if you're looking for like a hit session, let's go forward. We've got a free 25-minute hit video on our YouTube channel. It's done by a PT. Check that out. If you've only got that time, do that session. It's brilliant. I had one person who trained for a marathon just doing that, and they absolutely creamed it. So have a look at that. In terms of typical workouts for me, I'll tell you exactly what I do when I go to the gym. I do a warm up, which can consist of 2-mile run, or it can consist of 10-15 minutes on the bike, and then 5-10 minutes on the rowing machine, and then I go on to I do 3 times 10. Okay, I hope you know what I mean by that. So I do the leg extension machine, I do the shoulder press, I do the chest press, I do the seated leg curl, I do the row things, put them together. Seated leg press, both legs, seated leg press, single leg. So it's focused on the calf. I then do a seated leg press, single, focus on the glute. So I move my foot up and down the press. I do the lat pull up, calf raises on each side, and then I stretch. I'll also change that up, and I'll add in plyo, so like box jumps, and then all the other sort of plyo exercises. If you watch when I was coming back from my calf tear, the sort of stuff I'm doing is basically what they showed me at the physio. I hope that helps. Okay. After all your, this is Andy, after all your race shoe reviews, I went against my heart and followed my head. Went with the New Balance Elite version 4 in pink. Love the feel of them so much. Hoping good things for my first proper race shoes. Good luck, Andy. Hope you enjoy them. Oh, this is pretty cool. From Toronto. You're a cool dude, Fordy. Appreciate the authenticity. Thanks very much. That means a lot to me, actually. That genuinely means a lot. What's this? I've just seen that beet shoot shots now come combined with sour cherry and beetroot. No, thanks, not for me. Lee Jackson, loving the content this year, Chris. Any chance for challenges involving Toby and Simon? We have something. I can't tell you. But you'll piss your pants. What type of biscuit? Whatever's in the cupboard. Okay. If you've not seen some of those challenges we've done, have a look at on the YouTube channel. We went camping. We went to we raced to Scotland. We've done all sorts of stupid stuff. DG, any advice for some new shoes to get? Looking for shoes to build up mileage generally. Need support, bad knee. Have a look at the Puma Forever Run. The new version of my videos reviews on the channel. It's a brilliant shoe. Brilliant shoe. Owen, big shout out to Owen. He'd like a bell because he's a first-time viewer. He's got a question. I'm new to running and on the heavier side, 97 kilograms. I have some glycerine 22s, which are great. I'm looking for a second pair for faster training. Any recommendations? So 97 grams. You're going to have to... I don't know what that is. But I would say any recommendations for a faster training pair? Yeah, I would actually look at the because you've got Brooks. I would go Brooks Hyperion Max 2. Great shoe. Check that one out. I think you'll like that. I think you'll get on well with that. Vincent's turning 40 this year. So conscious chasing PBs is going to be a thing of the past. Will I still be interested in the running game P-bars? Yes, you will. But I can help you chase those PBs. Get in touch, Vincent. We can help you on the coaching side. I've got clients who have just turned 40 and are now actually running their faster times than when they were 30. Leave that with you. FORDYRUNS.com/coaching, or drop me an email. hello@FORDYRUNS.com. See what I did there, Vincent? Wow, look at this. Trinidad. That's unbelievable. That's unreal. Mind blown. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Darren, Sarah's just got the Socking Endorphin Elite 2. Any feedback on the issue? Darren, there's plenty of videos which you should have watched as a subscriber of this YouTube channel. You should have watched every single video back about 4 times. Have you not done that? Really disappointed with you, Darren. No, the Socking Elite 2, I absolutely love it, but my little toes don't. It's just shaped a little bit, cuts in a little bit too much and rubs the hell out of them. Otherwise, people, that would be going to London. Tell you that now. That's how much I like the shoe. And I've raced in that shoe. Let's just put that out there in terms of reviews and things like that. I've actually raced in that shoe. All right. Because we'd like to race in racing shoes and then give a review. But yes, unfortunately, when I raced in the shoe, it cut in and it really upset my little toes. So I'm a bit upset about it, really. I can get away with it in like a 10K half marathon. It starts to bleed, but a 10K I can get away with it. I think it's a brilliant shoe. I really do. But I'd love to wear it in a marathon. I really would. But my toe would fall off. Owen, great, thanks. Yeah, 15 stone. There you go. Not a million miles away. Yeah, try those, mate. Honestly, Brooks Hyperion Max 2. Yeah, Hyperion Max 2. Brilliant shoe. Hyperion Max 3 is coming in July, which looks phenomenal. And I'm trying to get my hands on it, but Brooks won't give it to me early at the moment. But yeah, honestly, I think you'll really like that because you like the Glycerine 22s. Look at that, people. We made it. Don't lie, Darren. You did. I just remind you, this is the problem. You need to... If you didn't know, by the way, people, me and Darren are mates. So just before we start like, shouting at me, oh, he's really out of order. But yes, we made it. 52 minutes, Mick. I did a little bit longer because Mick came late. But that's it. Next week, I'm here again. Bring a friend, people. You have to bring a friend next week. And I'll be live on Friday. Watch out for the video tomorrow on the Hoka Cielo. I'm guessing some of you may know where that's going. And Thursday's video as well. But other than that, I shall see you live on Friday. Thanks to everybody who's joined us tonight. I genuinely really appreciate it. If you listen to this as a pod, thanks very much. I hope the audio came out nice and well and you enjoyed your run. And I'll see you guys. Yes, I'll see you live on Friday. How cool is that? See you later, guys.